All right. Hi, friends. Thank you so much for coming out today. My name is Max. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Antenna Network Rhode Island. And before we start, I'd just like to say a few things as to why we're all here. So the U.S. has seemed like a hellscape for many poor and working people since the pandemic began. But the pandemic didn't bring anything new, it just made old inequalities worse. Long before COVID, the capitalist system kept black and brown working people poor and fearful. Even before the governor allowed the evictions to restart in July, Providence already had the highest eviction rate in New England. Black and Latinx Rhode Islanders are disproportionately unemployed, disproportionately do not own their homes, disproportionately are frontline workers who are not allowed to file for unemployment if they quit their jobs for fear of illness. We've been out in the street for weeks because we are angry and fed up that the pandemic is being used as another excuse for racism. When Providence and other cities introduced a curfew in early June, we knew it was an excuse to persecute brown and black folks. Since that week, as working people of all backgrounds have risen up, the police in Rhode Island have tried to keep the facade of peacefulness so they won't be defunded. But sooner or later, they always show their true character. Listen, I'm gonna need a little bit more energy from y'all. If you can hear me, give a nice yell. If you think the police need to be defunded, give a nice yell. If you think the police need to be abolished, give a good yell. Because even though the police have tried to keep themselves peaceful, tried to make things look extra nice so that they won't get defunded, sooner or later they always show their true colors. Because just on Thursday, 2 nights ago, as protesters were outside of the public safety complex, so-called, out near the highway, 2 black protesters were violently arrested by Providence Police. One of them, Nageli Rodriguez, who will be speaking later today, was held overnight without bail and would still be in jail if the community had not rallied around her and called for her release. This is unacceptable. This is a campaign of terror that is meant to send a message to oppressed people not to speak out, not to fight back, or else. Fuck that shit. The police do not serve and protect the people. They serve private property. They protect unjust laws that allow the wealthy to exploit and the privileged to discriminate. They act violently and with no consequences. We welcome reforms that control and limit the power of the police, but we cannot reform the police away. As long as a small group of people control the world's wealth, the police will act in their interest, which is to say, against black, brown, disabled, queer and trans, homeless, working people. But we are not outnumbered. We are simply out-organized. When the laws are unjust, when the systems are unjust, we are obliged to overthrow them. We can build a better system, and we can start today. Imagine if working people got together to install our unhoused neighbors in empty units. Could the landlord stop us? If workers were in charge, would we arrest people for being poor or stop the wealthy from stealing the fruits of our labor? If we bail out, would we bail out businesses or would we end hunger? Would we build luxury high-rises or would we decolonize? This is the power of the people, and we need all working and oppressed people to join us, and that's why we're here today. For weeks, we've been speaking out at the State House, and Governor Raimondo still let the eviction moratorium expire. Massachusetts extended their eviction moratorium until October, while Raimondo has let hundreds of working class people be kicked onto the streets since July began. She institutes rent assistance programs that make her look good, but are too complicated to help anyone. She's still letting Black and brown folks be kidnapped and jailed by the police. So today, we're bringing the message to the people to show solidarity and call out to neighborhoods where people have been struggling long before the pandemic began. Our message is simple. We are strongest when we stand together. Let me hear you repeat that. We are more powerful than our rulers. We need to bail out the people, not the rich. Stop evictions. Stop police terror. Cancel the rents now. I hope the rally is great, comrades. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.